It is World Wildlife Day, so let's talk about the king of the jungle, or one of the kings rather, the Asiatic lion. This mighty lion is endangered and its population has only one home, which is India's Gir Forest. Thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, the Asiatic lion population has grown over the past few years and now it has received another boost. India has invested about $35 million, which is more than 2,900 crore rupees, in Project Lion. What does this mean for the species and where do global conservation efforts stand? Here's a report.
This is the mighty Asiatic lion. You may know that this big cat is endangered thanks to the usual threats of poaching and habitat loss. But it has witnessed a remarkable recovery from the brink of extinction from single-digit numbers in the 1900s to a thriving population of hundreds. This is thanks to the dedicated conservation efforts in the Gir Forest of the western Indian state of Gujarat. This forest is the last remaining habitat of the Asiatic lion, and this is where Prime Minister Narendra Modi was today. He visited the national park and dabbled in wildlife photography. But why today? Well, because it's World Wildlife Day. This day is meant to celebrate our rich biodiversity and remind people of the urgent need to step up to fight against the human-induced reduction of various species and to boost conservation efforts. The world over, $143 billion are invested in biodiversity conservation annually. This may sound like enough, but it falls short of the investment required, which stands at $824 billion. So this year, the United Nations is celebrating World Wildlife Day under the theme of wildlife conservation finance. And aligning with this vision, India has made an important announcement. The most populous nation wants to boost the protection of its Asiatic lions. This investment will focus on 4 principles: surveillance, response, prevention and preparedness, with technology-driven conservation, proper habitat management, increase in habitat allocation, training for wildlife officials, lion healthcare and conflict mitigation. After all, the Asiatic lion population has seen a boost, especially over the past few years, from 523 in 2015 to 674 in 2020. But this population survives on a tiny patch of forest. So one disease epidemic or a forest fire, any single disaster could wipe out much of the population. Plus, there's loss of land due to growing human and industry presence. And this has increased human-animal conflict. These days, it's much more common to see lions roaming the streets of nearby villages, dying from electrocution at agricultural fields, and preying on livestock. In fact, incidents of lions killing domestic animals in Gir have increased over the years. They reached a peak of 4,385 last year, according to government data. So Project Lion wants to tackle these pain points. Hopefully, this new boost in investment will push it towards this goal and advance the conservation of Asiatic lions in India.
Merci beaucoup. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogan, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million, that's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs. And that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.